Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my backyard. This time we have sort of a special sawmill thing here. We got this giant piece of sugar maple all the way from New York. Eric brought this thing all the way here because he's nuts. And yeah, this is a pretty ridiculously large piece of wood. This is just a small section of what Eric was able to salvage. So I thought first we'd talk a little bit about who the heck is this guy? Why is he here? And how do you end up with this thing? So yeah, who are you?
Well, I'm Eric Duke. I'm from Syracuse, New York, and I'm a respiratory therapist by trade, but I do some tree servicing on the side. And so pretty much I look on Craigslist once in a while for logs. Great place to look for logs.
I know that one, yes.
And so I found this post about a limb that came down, and it looked pretty nice. You know, actually in the picture it had some quilting where the bark peeled off, so I go out to look at it, and it's this massive, huge sugar maple tree, and it's actually, the guy says it's the state record tree, and I look it up, and sure enough it is. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool, I'll take the limb. And he's like, oh yeah, I need the whole tree taken down. The limb was, you know, maybe a third of the tree, and the rest of the tree was hanging towards the house, and you know, it had to come down for safety reasons. But yeah, it's I ended up taking it down for him. He was very generous and easygoing and good to work with. But the log that this is probably from 20 feet up the tree.
It's just like the top area.
It's just a top area. It's pretty enormous. The limb itself that came down was 70 inches in diameter where it split off the tree. So
limb.
That's bigger than any maple tree that I've ever worked with.
It's bigger than most trees.
Yeah, and the base of the tree is 7.5 foot where I cut off. So pretty spectacular.
So then it was a little bit of an adventure getting it out of there.
Yeah,
as well, right?
Getting it out was a challenge. It was coordinating with the crane company, and we actually got a crane in successfully. Picked it up, lifted it up, put it on a trailer, and got it up to its resting place right now at Miller Lumber in Parrish, New York, and it's going to get sawmilled up there. We're going to chainsaw mill it with a double-ended 118-inch bar. Challenges will occur.
Oh, I'm sure.
We will struggle, but we will get it done.
I'm sure it'll be very interesting to watch.
Yep, for sure.
More than anything. So Eric actually went on a camping trip. This is why he's like, oh, I'll just drive by and drop off this log. So he drove out to North Dakota, did some camping for like a week, and on his way back through, you know, Minnesota's on the way back to New York. So let's cut up a section of this log and see what that looks like.
Absolutely.
So let's take a quick look around here and see what the heck we're dealing with, because a lot of the struggle that we've had is which direction are we going to cut this thing? So let's talk a little bit about the logic here in our mind, if there is any logic, and we'll see about trying to get this thing onto the saw, which should be something in itself. So we're gonna get some dimensions on this thing. So we're at solid 4 feet here at this cut, which is the top of the cut. So this is the top end of the tree. And if you go down to the other end, is this where that limb came off from?
So this is where that limb ended up splitting off.
Okay.
Actually had a whole root system in there.
Then so down here with this crazy area where that limb would have been, it's 80.
Across that stretch there.
That's pretty ridiculously big. And then you were saying at this kind of widest area here with this crotch, it's pretty close to 6 feet, probably about 70. Get up here, yeah, it's probably about 70 through there. So we're thinking, because this thing has got some kind of goofy size and shape, we're gonna cut in essentially this plane here to expose the crotch figure from kind of like this guy up here and then this thing down here, because a lot of this log is kind of missing because that's where that limb would have been. So that's our kind of weird thought process right now, is maybe this is going to produce the best stuff because you're going to get a good size and shape piece. We're kind of looking at it from the side. So that would probably make a decent looking few slabs. And then on the other end of things, we're gonna get some kind of oddly shaped stuff where we're gonna have essentially wood and then missing stuff down there. So that's also gonna help us to avoid this rot pocket here from this old limb and maybe bird's nest that's in there. That's probably setting some more rot down towards the bottom anyway. So I'm thinking there's gonna be half that's traditionally good looking stuff or traditionally more good looking. And then you got the other half that's kind of oddly shaped possible epoxy projects.
Absolutely.
Or bits and pieces and things. Yep. So we are going to attempt to get this thing onto the saw and positioned, which I think will be an interesting challenge in itself because from unloading it, it doesn't really sit nicely. So I think what we're going to do is we'll probably bring it over to the saw on the forks and then we'll rig it with lifting straps and then drop it onto the saw that way. It's going to be easier to lift it on from the top than it is to pick it up from underneath, I think. So that's that. We'll see. We got all day. Yeah. So we will see how this goes.
Put that one on the other side.
Yeah.
I think that'll probably the most even.
I don't know if it'll go this way. Better or worse? Like that.
I think the other way. Let's try that.
Okay. That good?
Yep.
I don't want to drop your log.
I don't think it'll hurt the log. Woo! It stopped.
You got a couple inches.
Okay, I think. Right?
Oh, maybe not. Is this the way it's supposed to be?
Let me look at the back.
I think that's how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, so this was either going to be up or down. I remember
Right.
that. So,
So we're like
we're
kind
almost
of in position.
Yeah.
Ish. I don't have to do any crazy rolls.
No.
So if I can,
If you can
if
pick
we
it
can
up
pick it
and-
up as it sits,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Do you want to trim this too, or you want to just trim that side? This one would be
It-
like a little bit.
If
And you
it's
save-
to make our lives easier, just trim it.
Yeah, because then you have to trim less of this thing off.
The corner off of that.
Yeah.
That's not.
You're
gonna
not losing
add
as
value.
much material, exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where it's gonna be, I guess. So apparently I didn't make my saw quite big enough for this log, so we're gonna do a little bit of trimming. You can see I've got this little bit here to remove, and I have to clip this little bit right here to get rid of it to make a little bit of room for this upright to sneak past here. So we'll be doing that here, but we should be good as far as height goes. Haven't had the saw up that high for any actual reason before, so that's kind of a fun first time experience for that. So look from this side, you can see how big the limb was that fell off of here because it was occupied all of this space as a big log. All right, time for the chainsaw and do a little trimming, and hopefully we get this carriage to sneak around this log.
It cuts.
It cuts. Surprise. But you weren't expecting that.
It's a lot quieter than I thought, actually.
It's not too bad. A little high?
No, you're good.
You good?
I'm gonna slide it down
You just keep pushing, it's fine. You're on the forks now.
on the forks.
Yep. I've watched a lot of videos, man. I've never seen 4 people trying offcuts
Usually it's just me. All right, tradition dictates that you do this.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
So good luck.
All right, what angle should I take here?
Whatever gets the water up there and looks the best.
Well, I probably don't want to throw water on your electrical.
It's fine. It's in a box. You can't get water in from this angle.
All right.
If you can, I'll be really impressed.
Okay. Well, challenge accepted. All right, here we go.
Throwing water off a cliff.
Why not?
Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of figure in here. So this little knot's got some kind of crazier figure happening around here. I think it's just going to get more ridiculous as we get further in. Yeah. And from this rotted area here, we got some kind of spalting in a few spots. Like this is all spalted and stained, which looks cool. And then we got figure on this side, so this thing's nuts. This hole. Going in. We're going in. Well, that's deep.
Oh, wow.
That's really deep. Okay, I was not expecting that to happen. Oh, yeah, here we go. So yeah, you can see all the curl on this side of this little area here. All this undulation. So there's some curl and some quilt lumps right there. So there should be some good stuff here at least. And probably everywhere else too. We're doing 10 quarter right now, and then we'll do probably 12 when we get to like the wider stuff.
I like that idea.
It's still big looking though.
Yes, it's still big. Yeah, it hasn't shrunk any.
We're working on it. Matt's log shrinking machine. that close enough, or?
Yep, that'll be fine.
Oh, that's cool. I think the hardest thing to do is cut maple, film it in the sun.
Capture the.
It's the worst.
That's why I was excited when you were saying partly cloudy last week.
Oh, that'd been perfect. Check out some of this cool figure through here. And on this side, we got all kinds of spalts and this giant hole.
I think every piece is just going to expose new stuff.
New stuff.
I think everyone's going to be different. Just do one massive book match.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this is gonna get even cooler as we get further down into this thing.
Yeah.
So the saw head is up so high that I bent my indicator up there, and I don't have anything to measure off of on the saw or on the log itself. So we're counting turns on the screw. You ready to count again, Eric?
Ready.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 10. Perfect.
There you go. 10 quarter. 10 turns, quarter inch per turn. 10 quarter.
Yeah, well, just like this last one.
This is cool. This is gonna break.
Yeah.
Okay, this is coming apart. Hang on. There you go. Oh yeah, nice and. Oh, that's cool.
There we go. You hold me, I'll lean on you.
Someone's gonna die today.
Here, have a go at it.
Okay, here we go.
The master.
As I'm on it. This is how I'm gonna get wet today. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Good thing it's hot. That is awesome.
Yeah.
What's cool about this thing is that on one side you have normal, not defective maple, and on the other side you have the stained spalts and sort of semi-rotten kind of areas. So a really great contrast between the two of them. And this area up here is probably like the most epic with this crotch figure, compression figure thing going on. And it's just some really great color on this side. It's not too bad, huh? Still pretty solid. Yeah,
And here you get right
a
there.
little bit mushy towards all this kind of root mass from
Yep.
whatever was living here.
Yeah, the root ball slab.
The root balls. Yeah, that's what these are. They're all little roots and things. Trees living inside of trees. Yeah, that's what this is. The roots from some other tree living inside of here. You got it? Maybe?
Oh, there goes the split.
I got this half.
There. Maybe. It'll flop it up on top. Yeah, flop it up. There.
Oh, that feels good.
Oops.
Oh, right into me.
Jeez.
I got a wet belly.
My bad. Yeah,
That staining is awesome. This is
Yeah.
coming down into here.
coming down, straight down. Red.
Got some figure here in the middle. And some more figure up in here. Ooh. That is a cool piece. And they're getting bigger now.
Possibility to stay together. Oh, maybe not.
A small possibility. I can't push anymore. That's all I got.
Ah. That was very wet. So we got a lot of curl up in here. And then over here is we'll get to the quilt. So you can see these kind of circle things. Those are from like the little bulbous things on the outside of the log. So we have some quilt figure here with curl figure over here. We're getting into some of the heartwood. We have some rot staining, and we got actual rot over there. And more over there, and a lot more kind of spalted, rot stained areas over here. So getting a little bit of everything.
There it goes.
Piece.
There we go. I got some nice curl down here with some nice spalt on this side. Yeah, that's nice.
There, looking at 30 and a half. Midpoint, 51. Probably widest point here is 56.
That's a lot.
And back down to 45.
Wow, we're just only 45. All right, this is 7 cuts in. Oh, that's really wet. Getting splashed. Still only got some nice curl and stuff going on down here. We're starting to get more of this kind of spalted area happen on this side. Ooh. I think we're almost to the bottom of the hole now.
Yeah.
Still got some roots and stuff, but we're not, there's no more void. And as we come up this way, we have a little bit of quilting here, a decent amount of figure up around here. And it looks like it's starting to get more solid on that side. We're starting to get through a lot more of the rot area on that. Ooh. Oh, a quarter sawn. Nice, got some ray fleck. Getting fancy now. So we are, obviously we're starting to get a little wider, especially down here. So we have a few more cuts to go until we're down into kind of this area here, and you can see all the, this chunk right here is going to have a bunch of figure in it because there is a lot of undulation here in the wood. So should be some more figure in here. Ooh, pretty. This is pretty crazy. Like, there's a lot of stuff to look at. Colors and figure, and
Sorry.
like we're almost, this is almost all the way through that rot area too. Look at this, isn't this cool? There's some cool color and green through here. That's all it is? It's just that? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna get the skid steer after this. Oh, look at that. We got a little bit of crotch figure in here. We're getting into that now too. Oh, that looks good. Got some kind of curl down in here. Continues up and around. And look at this. Oh, this crazy figure. And a little more curl up on top too. No problem. Oh, look at that. Some good stuff over here. This is cool. Yeah, look at the cool figure in here. A lot of figure in here. This one's got a lot going on. Like, we got a little bit of crotch figure in here with this like insect damage area next to it. And I got some nice bands of figure through here too. Look at that. Ho ho. Ho ho. And this side's all the crazy colors and spalting and all kinds of stuff. Hey, look at this. Look at these like swirls. That's cool. That's heavy. Ooh. Yeah, these are getting better. The first stuff was pretty good, but this is even more just awesome. Awesomer? More awesomer. Yeah, because now we're getting into, we got this crotch figure starting to show itself, which is awesome. I got this bark inclusion through here, old limb with some rot, and all the figure around this bark inclusion, more figure down here, all this craziness. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's, now you can see it's bouncing around. A lot of figure in here.
3 different
Crazy.
distinct, like crotches.
Yeah, you can see all the different parts of the tree. This part is the damaged section, and then the main section, and then kept going, and more. Crazy. So at this point, we are going to pull this off the saw because it's kind of getting movie. It's getting movie. It's a little unstable, so it's kind of rocking around as I'm cutting it. So I'm gonna take it out in the field and flip it over and set it back down and make another cut.
Is it 2?
Is it 2 pieces or?
It's still 2 pieces. Like I wasn't able to break it here. Just keep going up with one side, Eric.
There.
Yep.
That's good.
Now it's
There it goes.
now it's 2.
I can take care of that.
You sure?
Yeah, why not?
Ooh. Well, there's some quilt right here.
Yep.
Right here, these little circle things, that's some quilt figure. And then we got some kind of crotchish stuff over there, and some pretty nice little piece of figure in this thing. So that's kind of promising. The next one should be progressively more exciting. Haha. This is cool. We have like the two kind of limbs that are coming out this way, and then we've kind of intersected the pith as it's kind of curving back this way for this limb here. So a lot of it's kind of fun shaping stuff. But look how this is like figure everywhere. It's all figure. There's nothing but figure. Oh, that's compression figure from this limb. You got some more on that side. This is crazy stuff here. You know, and you have a little bit of a kind of curly grain through here too.
One side.
Oh,
Hard to tell because when we got there, the limb was
this is cool.
off, and there has been a limb that fell years ago.
Man, look at this thing.
So I don't really know
Oh.
what angle that was firing out to exactly.
Man. Yeah, see, there's your three limbs all together making the little bullseye patterns, and just nothing but, it's all figure, all this.
So it's like that.
Look at this. Look at all this figure.
For everything.
Look at all that. All that's figure. Where we at?
53? A little over 53?
4.5 feet wide.
Check the mark depending on how
Oh,
high it's going.
just under 4 feet on that side.
Pick it out and flat it back.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
4 foot right there.
4 foot in the end.
I've seen that done before. So.
That never happens.
Beautifully executed. Yeah, this is getting better. Look at this thing. This crazy thing. It's just all figure and all huge. And we got, well, like several bar conclusions too, which of course produce interesting stuff around. Look at all this. Look at look at this. Look at this. Look at all this figure in here. It's crazy. And all of this action over here. Man. All right, let's do this is the bigger one. Slightly bigger one. You're getting good at this. Oh. Oh. Wow, look at this. Look at all that.
Oh, yeah. All the way down through here.
All of this. What we got?
10, 46,
Okay, 46 at the narrowest.
56 and a half.
56 and a half.
Here, 62.
62.
Back inside, dip down to 41 and a half.
Only 41 and a half.
So, and then at the very end, we're just looking at 2 foot.
2 feet there. So I mean, it's still it's big. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, he has some more practice.
It's all about that aerial assault. Holy crap, look at this thing. It's like clear too. Look how clear it is. That is awesome. Well, there is quite a bit going on in this one, but also not a lot either, because it's like, this is all like clear, and that's a lot. That's wide. But there is just ribboning of figure all the way around the perimeter. Like especially like right up here. All this banding, it's all figure. I got some nice spalting, this cool bark inclusion where the tree has come up this way with another limb. More figure over there. And not a bad shape either. I think we got a good shape out of this thing. This one might even be better because there's actually more figure down in here. This one's got all of this craziness down in here. The other one doesn't have this. So we got all this figure through here, and then we also have all the figure up top, above the limbs too. That's a cool piece of wood. And all this, we got all this bark inclusion stuff with the figure around it here too. So Eric, hopefully this trip was worthwhile.
Definitely. I mean, look at these things.
This is like probably some of the most amazing like maple I have seen. I've seen a few things. It's so big. And there's stuff everywhere.
And it's just a branch.
And it's just the branch. That's the weirdest part. But you know, the state record holder tree.
Yep.
Which is super exciting.
Yep.
And how excited are you to see the rest of your tree cut up when you get back?
Oh, whew. Yeah. Hours and hours and hours of endless fun.
It should be well, it's gonna be bigger.
Yeah.
Than this, which is kind of hard to fathom.
Yep.
Something bigger than this. And how long was the main trunk that you still have to cut up?
So it's at least 14 feet, probably more like 15 feet left.
This is 7 by 15.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big slab.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yep, thanks. I'll need it.
So I hope you enjoyed this little adventurous video sharing in Eric's adventure. Definitely check him out. I'll leave links to all your stuff down in the description for all to check out. If you're in the New York area, it's a whole state, but you know,
Yeah.
Syracuse area, whatever. You could be friends.
Yeah. I'm a nice guy. Sometimes.
So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on Eric's log, you can bother him. If you have any questions about my sawmill or anything back in my shop, you can feel free to leave me a comment. As always, to be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.